You can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting. Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Hello. What's going on, everyone? So this is a few more of the episodes that were lost on our original feed. Not sure how many I'm going to put in yet. I haven't edited that part together, but it should be a couple of them. Someone, I believe it was Logan, had emailed me and asked me about some older episodes. So we do have these lost ones, and I'm going to see about putting together a Dropbox folder with a bunch of other ones to access them a little quicker before I can get them up in the feed here with the time restraints and such. So I'll put that in the Facebook group or make it available for whoever emails, whatever. It might take me a week or so because I'm going to be out of town, but. Anyway, we did another Skyrim 10 AD today that I was a part of, and we should be scheduling the Oblivion Roundtable coming up soon, sometime in September after Labor Day here in the U.S. What else? Might record another Skyrim Addict this week. We'll see. It's very possible. Let's see what time I have and see if we're going to do that. So that's what's coming up. We'll have some more ADs. We'll have that. Obviously, the Fallout feed has their roundtable going. Chatterbox will be returning in a couple weeks, probably, with our, I don't know, we do like 10 episodes a year at this point. So if you want to check that out, links are at asapodcasting.com. So stay tuned for a couple of the lost episodes. I believe it'll start with episode 26, which was quite a while ago. And welcome back to a Skyrim Addict podcast. I'm here, and I have Andrew with me. How's it going?
Very well. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing well. A little hot and sweaty out here in New Jersey, but other than that, it's perfectly good.
You have a heat wave.
Yeah, we have a heat wave every 2 days, and then a cold snap for 2 days, and then a heat wave.
10 inches of snow, then 60 degrees.
Yeah, it's the winter of the seesaw winter.
Yes, up and down.
Or teeter-totter, or whatever you may call it in your region. So I have no plan for this episode, as usual. And so starting off, how about we, how long have you been playing?
Actually, if I open my game case here, I can probably pull out the receipt and tell you the actual date. I don't know. At least since April or something like that.
Oh, that's
cool. Been a good little while. But, I was a very, very much a latecomer to the game. I'd been hearing about it I listened to, some other video game podcasts and stuff, but I'd always heard about how great Skyrim was, but never really got around to playing it until it dropped down to, $25 at my used game store.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. There's been some crazy sales over, the past month, too.
Actually, wow. It says July. I didn't buy it till.
Wow.
So I've been playing since July, and actually I didn't even play it for the first couple of weeks. Maybe I popped it in, but it took a while to catch on, and super sucked in.
Now, what have you done most of the big quests?
As far as I can tell, I've completed all of them except for the companions.
Okay.
I went to the Underforge or whatever it's called, to that area where you have to decide whether you want to be a werewolf or not. And
oh, yeah.
I was like, I can't decide yet, so I'll just leave that hang for now.
And then come back later.
Yeah, and that was months ago. And I've gone and completed a bunch of other stuff, including I just beat the Dragonborn maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, and I've been playing the Dawn Guard recently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't finished Dawn Guard in probably a year.
Well, that you've at least finished it.
Yeah, no, I finished it.
I'm still brand new to everything. This is all still brand new to me. It's great.
I think I finished it twice. The last time I stopped halfway through the playthrough. I don't know why. I think I was just bored with the character I was doing or something. And I was like,
how far is halfway through? What was the...
You know where I stopped? I think I stopped, I don't know if it was exactly halfway through, but I was doing the way shrines.
Oh, where the pitcher or whatever, where you get the...
Where you, it might have been where you go into that castle or whatever, and there's those frozen Falmer.
Okay, yeah.
It might have been around that area or a little after that. Oh no, you know where it was? It was the lake with the dragons.
The lake with the dragons.
That lake, there's 2 dragons that come out.
And attack I don't know. I might not have even gotten there yet. I still am not very deep into it, I don't think. I have, they gave me, I don't even remember what word they call it, a ewer or something, but the pitcher where you have to go to the 5 different shrines and then the water.
Oh, you'll be there soon then. All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't want to spoil you. You'll be there soon.
No, I don't care about spoilers at all. I spoil myself all the time, so don't worry about that at all.
There's so much out there about the game, it's hard to...
Yeah, and if people are still listening to a podcast 2 years after, 3 years after a game came out, you know, they can expect a few spoilers here and there.
Yeah, that's true.
You cannot be upset about that.
That is true. It's kind of like a show that's been on for 10 years.
Yeah.
Or off the air
how dare you tell me the last episode of Lost?
Exactly.
How dare you? I'm still going to watch that. Come on.
People do get upset about that stuff. You'd be surprised.
They're idiots. Why?
I've had arguments.
Yeah, like, if it's a popular show that is airing right now, you have 2 days to DVR and watch that.
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers for 2 days. That's all you get.
You can avoid stuff if you're not really looking for it.
Yes, that is true.
I've learned that.
Yes.
Speaking of the companions, I actually did finish that up.
Oh, tell me about that. With your new Mork?
Yeah, I'm
Mork the Orc?
Still doing the sleeping at night, adventuring during the day, planning out my missions, whole kind of thing.
That sounds amazing. You were talking about that. I just listened to your last episode. That sounds very interesting.
It's really fun. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's kind of when it sucks is like if the place is far away. Like I had to go. The one place I had to go.
You said you had to go to Solitude, right?
Yeah. Well, the one place
that is all the way on the other side of the map from wherever you start. So.
Yep, and you can get there relatively quick. But here's what happens. So I had to go to I had to get these heads of these witches as part of the companions, and so that's relatively close. But then the place you got to take them at the end of the quest is really far, like up above the college, up above the Mages College out in the Alps.
Oh wow!
So I got all the way up there, did that whole thing, and on the way back I died and didn't save it.
Oh.
So I had to start all the way back at the cave again and spend 10 minutes running back down the road to where I was again.
Oh, okay. At least you had the autosave.
Yeah, so the one hard part about it is remembering to save a lot.
Yes, I screwed myself earlier today.
Oh.
I was playing and I was just like, crap. I had to redo about a half an hour worth of stuff. I'm like, I am an idiot.
I've done that so many times.
And I did it just by falling off a cliff. Like, it was something I was just like, I wonder how far down that is.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I could probably make that. And then I fell off like an idiot and
there's
had to go back and redo a whole bunch of crap. It was so dumb.
Oh, I hate that.
And I totally deserved it because it was me being stupid.
Yeah. I've done that a few times while I'm, having to go to places for my missions.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll get 10 minutes, a 10-minute walk, and then I'll be like, I'll get killed by some random necromancer or something, and I'm like, oh man, really?
Stupid necromancers.
Now, what kind of guy are you playing, or person are you?
My character is a female red guard, called Poit, P-O-I-T, and I just was actually looking through my stats today, just because I was pretty sure you're going to ask me that sort of thing, and it turns out that my favorite weapon is the two-handed Daedric Warhammer.
Oh, nice.
And I like to use the Fire Breath Dragon Shout. That's my favorite shout.
Yeah, Unrelenting Force is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, I really like Force too, but when I learned that the fire one, I was just like, wow, I like going around toasting things.
Yeah, that's pretty fun too.
Yeah. I also like the lightning one or the summon storms or whatever that one's called.
That one's awesome because that gets everybody.
Yeah, that's really fun. It'll get things far away, but you don't have to worry about it.
Especially when you go in like those Forsworn camps.
Oh yeah, Forsworn camps are awful.
You shout and it just kills all of them.
Yes, it's great for the widespread. I like the Red Guard because Poit has 90% poison resistance, and I'm really bad about carrying, cure poison potions and stuff. But I end up getting poisoned all the time anyway because I'm bad about that. So I always have to fast travel to a shrine to cure that.
Yep, they're always handy for that. They're good for that.
Yeah, but when I've looked around at different discussion boards or whatnot, I see very few people in support of the Guard race.
I've never played it. That's one of the ones I haven't played, but I'll probably get to that at some point.
Yeah, to be honest, I just really like the way the character looked.
Yeah, that's all that really matters,
Yeah.
Because you can do any character as anything, really. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you start with, 5 points bonus here and there?
Yeah. Well, there are some advantages. Like the Khajiit is really nice because
the night vision.
The night vision is awesome if you're sneaky.
And you can get that as a vampire as well. Is that correct?
I think so. Although I've never been purposely a vampire.
Yeah, I just kind of signed up as a vampire, sort of accidentally. I didn't really mean to, but
that happens too.
I'm a vampire lord right now. But I figure I'll just go finish the whole Dawn Guard thing, kill that. What's his name? The main
the
vampire guy, and then go cure it. And then maybe I'll go be for a while and cure that.
Yeah, I'm a werewolf right now. I don't really.
Tell me about that. What's that like?
I haven't used it really yet, and I've never played as either vampire or a werewolf yet. So I think I'm going to try it some. Like go around to some bandit camps and try it out.
I've tried doing some combat as the vampire lord guy, and I don't know if it's clunky or I just don't really understand how the mechanics are supposed to work yet. I probably just need to practice more with it.
That's how I felt with the werewolf. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm swatting at people, but I don't know. I don't really feel like I'm doing anything here.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to be draining life, but this guy's not going anywhere. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I don't know. The wolf thing just doesn't feel natural to do or something. I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't feel good in the with the controls. Like I just feel like I'm swiping and not accomplishing anything.
Yeah, and speaking of which, the sort of pointless controls of you. I mean, I'm sure you have, but I think I saw you post something about this. How flying dragon is just awful.
Oh yeah, flying dragon's terrible.
They really should have spent a little more time with that or something.
You don't know where you're gonna land. Like, if you do it, the one you fly in the Apocrypha or whatever, I mean, yeah, you pretty much land where you're supposed to land. But, like, when you do it out in the wild... like
very predictable.
Yeah, it's like, I'll just land over here. And then you gotta run all the way back around the mountain to get to where you wanted to go.
Yes.
Like, oh, great. That's wonderful. And
I do like the... Which one is it? The one that'll... tame the dragon. Is it dragon? That dragon Rend makes him land. What's the other one?
Bend Will.
Yeah, the Bend Will.
Yeah, yep. I use that.
It's just fun so that you don't actually have to go through the whole rigmarole of fighting it.
That's true, yeah. You can just do that, then it's down on the ground already, ready to go. Or you can just run away and it just...
or just walk away.
Yeah, especially when...
Because I already have my trunk. I can't make any... there's no way I should be collecting more dragon bones.
You know what's weird with this character?
My trunk's overfloweth.
My last one I had like 100 of each, like 100 dragon bones, 100 dragon scales, and I had made all kinds of dragon bone gear and dragon scale gear, and I'm like, I just don't need any more. And on this character, I am not keeping anything. I'm just selling it all off as I get it.
Each you said you don't have a home, so you don't really go home anywhere. But as you collect it,
I just
every time you go to a town, right?
Yep, and I picked up what's that one you get from Meridia's Beacon? The sword, Dawnbreaker.
Oh, Dawnbreaker, yeah.
I just sold that.
That's a really good looking sword. I have that on my display.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. But I got it and then I went and sold it.
Yeah, actually used it for a good long while. I like it. It's good against the undead, right?
Oh yeah,
like Draugr and
they
stuff.
blow up and
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna toss it. I'm gonna go sell it. I'm not keeping anything. But I do have a room now because I'm head of the companion, so I have a room.
Oh, great! So you do have a place to stash stuff.
That's like my.
Are you going? Do you plan on doing the mages quest after the companions?
You know, I'm not. Well, no, because I just hopped into the Civil War, so I'm going to go through that.
Oh yeah, great.
And then I don't know.
I'll be interested in hearing about that too, because I haven't played any of that.
I'm pretty early on in that.
I assume you've done it before, though, correct?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I have done it before. Where am I at? I think I'm only on like the second mission there.
And you said you're on the Empire side?
Yeah, I joined the Imperials.
Which means you're with the Thalmor?
Yes, but if you've played the Civil
War,
horrible. I've played both sides. I'm much happier being on the Legion side.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, when you get
I just can't stand the Thalmor for some reason. They rub me the wrong way.
When you get to the end with what's his name? The Windhelm. That's that guy's name. The guy who's about to be beheaded with you in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, that dude.
Yeah, I forget.
Old
Joseph. Something Stormcloak or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's pretty horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a pretty terrible human being. So it's like, which way is better?
The Stormcloaks deserve no...
Yeah, like you feel sympathetic for them in the beginning, and then when you're playing with them, you're like,
Yeah, Ulfric around the round table scene of before you go up to Parthenac, they're horrible. Everyone is. You just don't want to core up either side at all. That's why I haven't yet, because everyone seems horrible.
That is how it feels a lot of the time. Yeah, I've just done a couple there. Cleared out one of the forts for them. I just got my Legion gear and then sold it immediately. I had another...
Pawned it off.
Or no, I gave it to my I had that Mercutio or whatever as a follower.
Mercutio, really?
Yeah.
I heard you mention that before. I didn't know if I misheard that in your last. Isn't that a Shakespeare character?
I believe it is, yeah.
That's really funny.
I think that's his name. But I gave him the gear, and then I went back to the companions to get like a side quest, and it was a companion's quest, and I forget who it was.
He couldn't follow you?
He couldn't follow me, and it automatically knocked him off as a follower to take one of the companions.
Uh-huh.
And then he disappeared with my gear.
He disappeared with it?
Yeah, because he's back wherever I got him, Riften or wherever he comes from.
So you just have to go back and track him down again?
I'm going to have to go find him, but he's not going to have the gear.
Yeah.
So,
he won't have the gear at all?
No, I don't think so, no.
Oh, probably not.
But
I keep doing that with Shadowmere. I keep having to go back to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary Black Pool.
Really?
I keep getting separated from the horse.
I think as long as you fast travel, you should re-find it.
Well, see, the problem was I had Shadowmere, and then I was like, ooh, maybe I can buy a horse and my follower can have a horse too. So I bought a horse, and no, that just caused Shadowmere to go back to the Black Pool.
Yeah, that will make
So I went and fetched him again, and I got him, and then I went and I'm doing, the vampire stuff. And so now I can summon that bony horse, whatever his name is.
Arvak or something like that. Avrak, I don't know.
Something like that. Adavark, something.
Yeah, Adavark, that's it. Yeah.
And so I summoned him, and that, now Shadowmere's gone again. So I assume he's at the Black Pool again. So I have to go back there and see if I can find him again. I keep losing him. And then I have a whole dog situation that's just mind-boggling. I don't even want to get into it. It's baffling to me.
That's right. You've had a dog problem as of late.
Forever. Since I started playing the game, I had a stray dog, and then I had Barbas, and I had 2 dogs for a long time, and I had a follower, and then the dude from Riften, the Blades guy.
Oh yeah.
Whatever his name is. Esbern, yes. So I had a whole like marauding party, and we were like going and killing stuff. But every time the stupid stray dog died, I would have to reload so I could keep my whole party alive. And then eventually got tired of. I just let the dog die, and then I took Barbas back, and then I completed, the Blades thing. So I got rid of my whole party, but for some reason it still thinks I have a dog with me.
Oh, that's.
And I did not kill Barbas at the end of his quest, so I don't know if it's that I didn't kill Barbas and they think Barbas is with me, or they think my stray dog is alive somewhere.
Yeah,
which I'm pretty sure he died.
I wonder if it's the Barbas thing. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
I might take a trip back and kill Barbas and see if that helps.
Just to see
if I can, if they'll even let me back in there again. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I still have to go meet up with Barbas. I accidentally ran into him.
Accidentally? Over at Falkreath? Is that where he is?
Yeah, I had to go to Falkreath for something, and I went down the road, and he's like, hey. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, I found you.
And it's like crazy, I don't know, Brooklyn or whatever his crazy accent is.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I actually like Falkreath a lot. It's a nice little
It's an interesting town.
Area.
Yep.
I just loaded the Hearthfire stuff and built the
Lakeview.
The Lakeview Manor. I like that a lot.
Yeah, Lakeview, I like that house.
Lots of storage. I really like that because the when I had my home up in Solitude.
Oh yeah.
I was so mad because I didn't, I like to divide up all my things and have each category in its own container. I just had trouble finding enough containers in the Solitude home, even though it was like a 3-story mansion.
Yeah, that is a big house for one of the ones you can buy in town.
Yeah.
I have only built the Solitude and the Falkreath one. I've never built the one out in, I guess there's one by Markarth or something like that.
I think there's one in Dawnstar, is there not?
Is that what it is, Dawnstar? Is that the one you can get?
Well, I think I looked it up. And
I forget what the third one is. There's a third one you can build, though. But I haven't built all 3 yet. And with this character, I'm not going to. I might go back and build it with the other one just to do it.
I'm trying to be overkill as much as possible. This is my first character, and I'm at level 76.
Oh, nice.
And, it's slow going with this last few levels.
It's
on
hard.
Stuff.
It's a grind.
But, I'd love to build the last 2 houses. That sounds wonderful to do. Can you have all 3 at once?
Yeah, that's an achievement, actually.
Oh, awesome. Great. Yeah, I began to look at the achievement list to start checking those off either. I need to start doing that. Because I like to consider myself a completist with games, but I think that's going to be very difficult with Skyrim.
It is. I have a couple of silly ones left, like fly 5 dragons, because it's so boring to fly the dragons. I've never done it. And I think the other one is build all 3 houses one with the same character. And there was 1 or 2 others. It were just things I was like, I don't really need to do those. It might have been collect all the Daedric artifacts at once or something.
Excuse me. Sorry, what was that?
I think the other one might be collect all the Daedric artifacts at once or something like that.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know. I assume I still have a bunch of masks and stuff I have to collect. I haven't even gone into I don't even know if I've done Labyrinthian. What is the Labyrinthian the end of?
Oh, that's in the Mage's College quest.
Okay, so I have done that. God, it's been so.
Oh wait, Labyrinthian, huh? Oh,
I thought there was
as
what was a dragon priest? I know I did go back there and do that stuff. Yeah, I believe I did. Isn't there a dragon priest there at the center of a maze?
Yep. Yeah, that's where the skeletal dragon's at.
Yes. Okay, now I remember. God, there's so much to the game. It's been so long. I think I've nearing 400 hours now.
Oh wow.
What have you done collectively? You're probably in the thousands, aren't you?
Oh, I don't even know. It's got to be because I've been playing it since day one. So
2.5 years or whatever.
Yep. I mean, I went through spurts where I didn't play so much because I was busy, but I mean, at the beginning, I played quite a bit.
Would you play something else in the meantime?
I haven't played much in the meantime. I played
while you weren't Skyrimming.
I've had some Assassin's Creed sitting there. I have some. I have a Hitman sitting there. Something else. A few others. I think I played Castle of Illusion.
Nice. And my friend Julie just got the PS4, and she's got the new Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, the pirate one.
Yeah. The graphics are pretty amazing, but I've never played an Assassin's Creed game.
I played all of them up to I played the Revolutionary War one, part of it, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
Because my issue is like I can play I'll play Skyrim if my son comes in and out of the room. It's not a big deal because it's like monsters and things like that. Whereas like Hitman and Assassin's Creed,
it's a little too
I just don't
realistic.
Yeah. Not that they're hyper realistic, but
No, I think that's maybe why. Because defeating evil monsters is no big deal.
Yeah, it's like different battling a vampire.
That's why I like the Batman games a lot, too, because you don't really kill anyone, you knock everyone out or whatever. And
even bandits are just, like, bandits.
Yeah, they're bad people, right?
Yeah, although...
Come on!
I had never really done a two-handed player before.
Oh, yeah, how are you enjoying that?
Well, there's beheadings, so...
Beheadings?
Yeah, you can decapitate. So
Oh, that must be a perk.
Yeah, I think as you get a little higher level.
I haven't signed up for that perk yet.
When you get a little higher level, it kind of just happens sometimes.
It's the super high level with my two-handed thing. Depends. It's crazy.
Because you're using a hammer.
Oh, okay.
If you use the sword, it'll happen.
So that like a great sword.
Yep.
What's your preferred weaponry?
Right now, I actually go back and forth between a hammer and a greatsword.
Of what make? Dwarvish, you were saying, I believe?
Yeah, right now because my smithing is Dwarven. That's where I'm at. Although I do have the carved Nordic armor that I got off of some bandit chiefs.
Oh, nice.
So that's actually better than the Dwarven. So
I'm surprised about how some things are ranked higher than others that shouldn't seem like they should be.
I know. Well, it looks better than the Dwarven also.
Yeah. I've been in the Daedric armor forever. I'm getting really bored of that. And then I did a stint in the dragon.
Oh, the
dragon bone.
Yeah.
I really want to get. I haven't done any of the light smithing, so I want to do that side of the tree and get my glass perk because I really like how the glass armor looks for some reason. I almost got that weird green sheen to it.
I really like the light armors. I almost used those exclusively previously. This is the first one I've ever gone heavy armor on.
Yeah, I didn't do any light armor at all, really. I need to do that. That's one of the last ones I'm going to have to do in order to get up to level 80 or 81 or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. I did that with one character where I maxed out every single category.
Uh-huh. What did you get to? Did you get to 79 or 80?
I think I got to 80. 80 and change, I think it takes you to.
Great.
So you should
I've heard it can go up to 81, but is that from people going legendary and then just keep going?
Yep, okay. It can actually keep going because if you go legendary, it'll keep going.
Okay.
I mean, I did legendary on the last one a couple times, but really once you get past like 55 or so, it's really slow going.
Yeah.
Or level 50.
Yes.
Yeah, it really really slows down.
I was in the 60s forever. I just got into the 70s, and it's just, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a grind. Like when I was doing the character that I was getting up to everything, like I would start a battle in a town with heavy armor on and just stand there and let them beat the hell out of me.
Beat on you.
Yeah, like all the guards would just be.
That's great. To do that with my heavy armor and my blocking, I just got a heavy shield and heavy armor and went and found a giant camp that had two giants and stood between them.
And just let them beat you.
Yeah. I blocked a little bit, then let them hit me a little bit, then blocked a little bit.
Well, there you go.
Then use the restoration to help the restoration too.
That'll definitely boost it fast.
Yeah.
Use some alteration for oak flesh or stone flesh or whatever.
I always had armor on, so I could never really do that. My next character, I'm definitely going to be all magic, no heavy anything,
Yeah.
all super lightweight,
Oh, it's
super
definitely
stealth,
fun.
magic only, and maybe a dagger.
Yeah, I definitely liked going with the robes, straight with the robes.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that.
I'll probably do the first thing. You go up to the Winterhold, get the the master's robes or whatever those are called.
Yeah. Yep. I ended up finding some. I bought some somewhere.
Nice.
So that's kind of how I did that one. But yeah, I liked playing that way, sneaky with the magic. I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
it.
you always talked about doing the the sneaky 2 daggers from behind, like
Yeah.
3 times attack.
Well,
I haven't done much of that at all.
It gives you 30. You can get up to 30 times.
Oh, 30 times.
Because
Goodness.
if you get the gloves from Cicero that are double sneak
I
attack.
hate Cicero.
He is pretty horrible. They're double sneak attack. So
Jester gloves?
Yep.
Or
So you
something?
get the 15 times, double that, and then with 2 hands.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So you can do some serious dagger damage.
Yes. And I assume you'd have to get your sneak up, like, first and foremost.
Sneak's pretty easy to get up because you just sneak everywhere, you know.
Man, I feel like I've been sneaking everywhere for the whole game for months and months, and I'm still only in the low 90s on it.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get it to 100. That in speech, it takes a lot to get to 100.
I just speech up because I kept running around Riften, picking fights with people, intimidating them, and then persuading them to back off.
Oh, that's a good way to do it. Yeah.
I finally figured that out eventually. I was like, oh, here we
Just
get my
pick a
speech
fight.
way up. Pick fights with people, then tell them to shut up.
Oh man. Yeah, it's
the way
it's
to-
definitely a grind getting to 80 that way.
Yeah.
You know, but you'll get to go do the not quite as epic as you would hope Ebony Knight battle.
Yeah, I've been hearing about this Ebony Knight a lot.
He'll
I'm
show
really-
up.
I'm-
Yeah, he'll just show up when you get to the level.
Does he have some cool stuff you can take from
Yeah,
him?
I mean, he
Some
has
cool gear.
He has some cool ebony armor. You'll probably end up just selling it or something because your gear's
You can
probably
make something
better.
more powerful
Yeah,
yourself.
your gear's probably better. But you know what ebony armor I really like? That one. I forget what you get it from, but it like has the black cloud where it sucks the life out of the people near you.
Oh, that you get from a Daedric.
Yeah, it's one of the Daedric
Quest,
ones, right?
yes.
Yeah, I love.
Yes, yes.
That's some good. I'm waiting to get that. That's some good ebony armor.
Yeah, I want to. What else can you disenchant that and put that onto other items? I haven't
don't-
tried that yet.
Yeah, I don't think you can. A lot of the
No.
Daedric stuff you can't really disenchant. I don't think.
Because that would be awesome. Have a ring or something that would just suck the
yeah.
life out of people.
Yeah.
That would be really sweet. I always wanted invisibility, that you could enchant items, like where you could make to the rings, where you enchant a ring with invisibility to put on. Or
That would be
whatever.
cool. I think that was in Oblivion. It's been a while since I played that, though.
I've never played it. This is my first Elder Scrolls game at all.
For me, Oblivion was my first one.
But you've gone back and played
I started playing a little bit of Morrowind.
Morrowind.
Yeah, I have to play that a little more. It's one of those things where I don't think about it because it's on the laptop, and it's not my laptop, so I don't think about it very much.
The wife's worktop.
It's just one, yeah. It's like that laying around the house one.
Oh, nice.
You know, it's a random house laptop, I guess. It's like
I'm actually interested in going back and playing Oblivion at some point.
I really enjoyed it.
Well, I kind of want to try to exhaust Skyrim before I
Yeah.
do, but it's going to take too long.
I
There's not
enjoyed
enough
it.
time in the world to do that.
There's I found I played probably just as much Oblivion as I do Skyrim.
That's amazing.
It was real. I really enjoyed it a lot.
And is the gameplay similar? Just the graphics are a step back? Is
Pretty
is there a huge
similar.
difference?
There's a few different things. The speech
I've heard the
is-
map is twice as
it's
big
huge.
as Skyrim.
Yeah, it is huge.
That's unreal. Skyrim is amazingly large.
Yes. Yeah, it's bigger, and even the some of the DLCs are even pretty big for it.
That's I don't know. I don't remember what it was offhand, but I remember looking up like how many square kilometers Skyrim was actually supposed to be. And I don't know. It's not quite the size of England, but
It's big.
Some state, I don't remember, yeah. But it was huge. I was very impressed. I was like, holy crap.
There's just so much in the map. It's like, you come across places and you're like, where the hell did this come from?
And I was sitting there playing today thinking, this is amazing. I'm just looking at how many places I discovered in my stats. I'm like, this is ridiculous. This means a programmer has to sit down, think about each individual cave and location and everything. How many people are working at Bethesda on this game, and how many years does it take between games? Like, it's just ridiculous. It doesn't seem like it's possible. There'd have to be too many people
yeah, I mean,
to make the game this big.
I mean, just look. I mean, and then you have like places like Blackreach that aren't even on the map technically, and are huge underground.
Yes, and I just went to that Soul Cairn, which I got a very, very Blackreach feel to it.
Yeah.
Like the same vibe. I was like, ooh, I stepped in. I was like, ooh, this is some huge, crazy cave. It might even have some of those crazy floating mushrooms too. Maybe that's why I got the same feeling, because it's literally this same
kind of feel. Yeah, Solstheim. Oh, that was Solstheim. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Apocrypha also has an interesting look to it.
Oh, the Apocrypha is great. I like all the pages.
Yeah.
Everywhere, how everything's constructed out of books and bindings and pages, and the swirling pages look like flocks of birds and stuff. It's really cool.
It's a really interesting place. The first time I played it, I was so high leveled because that was with my one of my first characters when the DLC came out, and I was like a level 75 when I started it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost too easy.
Yeah, that's kind of how I've played it. It wasn't too difficult for me.
Yeah, so I have played it at lower levels, and it can be a challenge.
I actually used is it a staff you get that you spray tentacles or something?
Oh, yeah, yep.
I used that for a little while. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, Mirax staff,
It seemed more like a gimmick.
Yeah, I've never really used that in battle. I haven't used staffs a whole lot. Like, once in a while I do.
The Sanguine Rose is the only one that I have really rocked too hard. That one's super fun. When I got that, I ran on that for at least a month straight when I got the Sanguine Rose.
Yeah,
I just liked that guy who would run around and just say, I don't even remember him in his phrases anymore, but it's like, I smell fear, or something like that.
Yep.
I love that guy. He's always pumped and excited, ready for his job.
He's super happy about battling.
Let's go kick some ass.
That's it.
He's great.
I love the Sanguine Rose. I mean, that's just like such a helpful item.
Yeah, that's really the only staff I've used very much. But it's really fun.
Yeah, because the other ones you're just shooting fire or ice or whatever. I'm sure they're helpful. But by the time you get a higher level, if that's not what your character does, then it's like, whatever.
Do you know offhand, like, what your different XP points are for, like, your magicka, your health, and your stamina from Mork? What have you been investing in?
I have only put one into magicka.
So you're doing all health, or a balance of health and stamina?
I pretty much stuck to stamina until
just stamina.
Yeah, until just recently. In the last like 3 levels, I've put into health. And
do you use your perk points? Do you cash those in as you get them?
Yeah, I have been on this one.
How about usually?
Usually I do. Sometimes I'll save it if I have if I know I'm close on a level that I want to save it for something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm about to get to the point where I can do like an extra smithing thing or something like that. Like I have 2 levels of smithing to go before I can unlock that. I'll hold it until I can get to that. But I did do a character where I didn't use any until like level 50 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like 50.
You had 50 of them cashed it, or used, saved up.
So I mean, it was cool because it was pretty tough battling up to that point. And then all of a sudden, it was like it went from
super easy.
It was like tough to cake.
Cakewalk, yes. Well, I right now have 27 saved up, and I'm at level 75 and a half or so.
Holy cow, that's a lot.
I was always scared that I was going to spend them on the wrong thing.
Well, you know what? With the Dragonborn, you can go back and switch them.
Yeah, now I know that, and I just got born in December. I bought it for myself for a Christmas present, so I've only just beaten that for the first time and done all that. But now, yeah, that's great that you can go back and do that. but for the first 6 months I played.
Yeah, you don't want to put it in the wrong place, and then
I just didn't want. I was scared I was going to waste them.
Yep. No, I
just didn't spend them at all.
That's kind of what I did on the first one. I didn't. It took me a while before I planned out what I wanted to do.
Yeah, but now that I'm up to level 75 and I'm trying to cruise up to 80 and finish everything, I'm thinking now's the time to start spending those to help me.
Yeah, help you start boosting up those other things. Yeah.
The last few straggling categories that I'm horrible in, like pickpocketing.
I did one character that got up to 100 in pickpocket. That was tough.
Yeah.
Or no, I did two because my last one. But and then I did the other one that did it as well.
Actually,
it was so tough.
I'm a horrible archer too. I don't ever use a bow.
Oh, I love the archery so much.
My range is always the incinerate spell. That's what I use as my range attack, or the fire shout.
Yeah, I love the bow.
But
I even use the bow.
I'm on archery, so I have a long way to go on archery still.
That should be pretty easy though. You get some dragons. You shoot at a dragon a few times.
I just got a crossbow. Does that count on your archery?
Yeah, that's archery.
Awesome. Because it seems like it shoots straighter. It seems like I got a nice lob.
Yeah, there's no drop
to my bow. I'm just like, I can never hit anything. Like, this is terrible.
I got pretty good with the bow. I can hit from pretty far away.
I just need to practice more. It's like that soul trap spell. I couldn't cast that for crap.
I had the same problem. I'm like right on the person and it's missing them. I'm like, what?
Like, how's this work? It's not doing anything.
I would have that same issue. Yeah, I even use the bow now though with the two-handed guy because I'll use it for because he eats and stuff like that. I'll use it for hunting.
Oh yeah, good call.
And,
explain that to me. How do you determine what like how much you eat?
I figure he's big, so he should eat a lot.
How much do you think? Is he like a 280-pound guy? Like he's 350?
He's a big orc, so I'm guessing he's got to be 300.
300-pound orc. Okay,
yeah. So like
he's eating probably 3-4 times a day, right?
Yep. So I'll have a couple ales in the morning.
Oh, in the morning, attaboy.
Or a bottle of wine or something.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
That's all there is to drink in the game, except if you find random milk somewhere.
So. I could drink some skooma.
I do.
There's milk? I've never seen milk. Where do you get that?
You can find milk every once in a while.
Actually, there's dairies, aren't there?
Yep.
Huh.
I've seen milk here and there. It's not really prevalent, but I'll usually eat like a couple, depending on what I have, maybe like a leg or two of goat. And
oh, nice.
Some
that's a lot of meat.
Yeah. Oh, he's big. So
how much does that weigh? How much does a leg of goat weigh? Do you know offhand?
I think they're 2 pounds or
2 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
So you'll eat 2 legs
and some
so
apples.
4 pounds of meat in one sitting times 4 times a day or 3 times a day. Do you actually get up and eat breakfast?
Yep. Yeah. As soon as first thing lunch? I do when I get up is I eat, and then I start whatever I'm doing that day. Depending on what I do is how much I eat also. So, like, if I have to go off, like, if I'm just roaming around town doing stuff, I won't eat as much. But
that's amazing.
If I go, like, to a huge battle, I'll be like, you know what? This guy just went through this whole thing. He's going to have to eat quite a bit. So, like, I may sit down. After I clear out a cave or something, I might sit down and eat right there.
There you go.
And,
are you vegetarian, or are you...
No, he eats.
I mean, you said you eat, like... meat. I mean, but do you eat the?
Oh yeah,
do you like go to barrels and eat all the carrots and potatoes and apples?
What I do is I don't make the foods like the stews and stuff like that.
I've never done that either. I haven't. I've spent 0 time cooking.
I mean, you can do that, but most of the time I find stuff, so I don't have to do that. So I'll just I'll have some head of cabbage.
Yasalda cooks for me now.
Yeah, that's true. You can do that too. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, no. So I'll just, eat cabbage and some carrots and, maybe I'll have a boiled cream treat for dessert.
Is there... Oh, nice. I remember finding those boiled cream treats for the first time. I was like, wow, those look delicious.
Yes, they did.
Or isn't there a long taffy treat or something?
Yeah, there is a... Yeah. Yep. The boiled cream looked like a
honey
great
thing. A honey tart? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, the honey nut something thing or whatever it is. Yeah. Yep.
That's great. You can treat yourself, have a sensible dinner.
Yep.
A light shake for lunch.
And I always have mead or wine or ale with it.
Wine and ale. That's That's really amazing.
You've
got kind of planned out meals.
It's been a fun way.
No, that is really great. Where did you hear about? Did you kind of come up with this style yourself?
No,
or?
I was on I was reading something on Reddit on the Skyrim subreddit, and I guess there's a mod that kind of can make you play that way, but somebody was doing it on their own without the mod.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that is a really cool idea.
That's wonderful.
I think
that's really great. Do you
that.
change your clothes? How can you bathe? Do you sleep at night?
No, I figure, you know what, it's kind of like the Middle Ages. People didn't really bathe that much anyway.
Where do you take a poo?
That's a good point. That I should think.
You can go squat behind a tree for a couple minutes every day.
I should have to go stop while I'm on the road or something like that.
Yeah. Behind a tree and squat like you're sneaking, but just don't move for a minute. You can read a note, bust out a book or something.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a mod where you actually have to adjust to weather conditions.
Oh, really? Carry a medieval umbrella or something?
I think if I heard correctly, I think you have to make tents and stuff.
Wow, out of animal hides?
Yeah,
great.
I believe so. I mean, I could be mistaken on that since I don't play the mods, but that's one of the reasons I really want to switch over to PC, just because I want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that sounds so cool. I'm kind of thinking I was thinking about getting a Mac Mini, whatever those little the little compact things are, and I was wondering if it would run on that.
I would think it would. I don't see why not.
The new one even too?
Yeah, I would think it would run on the new one pretty easily.
Yeah, I was thinking about investing maybe and going online because the stores are just unreal. But
yeah,
really, my determining factor of whether I go PS4, Xbox One, or PC is I was like the people in the Facebook group, whatever most people go with, because I kind of want to align with other people that we know.
Yeah,
I think we should set up like a sort of a group and get together online and play. I think that would be so fun.
Yeah, I have not figured out what I'm going to do with that yet. Only because I don't know what I'm going to play on,
Yeah, that's. I'm kind of sitting and waiting to see what other people go with. You know what I mean?
With that rumor that seems to be, I don't know if untrue or whatever, but Skyrim on Xbox One thing. I'm like,
it's untrue? I didn't hear that it was untrue.
Well,
I just heard
said,
that it was cool.
This was in. This was a mistake on the website or something.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, man, because that would be nice if they...
It would have been high def.
Yeah, if they ported that over, it would be worthwhile getting that for Skyrim and ESO.
Yes.
But otherwise, I don't know if I want to spend the money on that just for ESO when I could get a gaming PC that would, I could do much more on.
Yes. And, I don't know, it kind of actually also depends on what sort of tax return I get this year. If I get a good one, then screw it. Let's just go PC.
That's true. The tax return's always
Yeah. And since it's coming out about that same time.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty much going to be what determines what format I go with, probably.
That's it. Oh, taxes. I don't even want to think about that right now.
Stupid taxes.
Oh, I have so many receipts to go through.
Oh, nice. I don't ever take any deduction. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, I had we remodeled a house, so I had
there you go.
Yeah, so I have about 6,000 receipts.
Yeah, lots of windows and flooring receipts and
everything,
insulation
receipts.
And everything.
Yeah. So that's going to be my mission the next 3 weeks.
Deduct
probably.
all that.
Oh, believe me, it is.
Yes, good.
I need money.
Well, my in-laws gave us. We reinstalled a bunch of whole windows, everything else, but they actually gave us the windows so we couldn't deduct them.
Oh, cool.
Because they pulled them out of a house that they tore down. So.
Oh, nice.
So we just were reusing old materials.
That's good. I like doing that.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, you should build your house in Skyrim by destroying other things.
If only I could get a tax deduction for Lakeview Manor.
Yeah, that would be great.
I did adopt a few kids, isn't there?
Well, your tax deduction is kind of because you set up your store. If you marry someone who's a merchant,
that's true.
They set up a store in there, and then your house is making you money.
That is a very good point.
I love being married to Ysolda, and I love that Skyrim is progressive enough to allow our lesbian.
That's true.
It's so great.
They are very progressive.
Yeah. I adopted a couple children for Christmas,
Oh,
on Christmas Eve, I decided to go adopt a couple children.
That one on the bench
felt
in
like
White.
giving.
Was it that one girl in Whiterun who has no family?
It was two of the orphans in the Riften orphanage.
Oh, you took two out of there. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know you could get them from other places.
Oh, they're kind of randomly around. Yeah, there's a girl in Windhelm.
Wow, I didn't even.
Yeah.
I thought you had to get them from the orphanage. I didn't even know. Can I cash them out? Do I have to stick with these dumb kids I have now?
I don't know if you can get rid of your kids. Actually, it's a good question.
They don't want to cash you in. No, and that's the only reason I discovered I had a dog bug was because the boy came up to me. He's like, "Oh, can I pet your dog?"
Oh man.
And I'm like, "Wait,
what dog?
What dog?
I don't have one. What are you talking about?"
Because I tried to go to Miko's shack and I looked for Miko and he wouldn't show up and I was like, "It's really weird." I tried to read everything I could. Like, evidently at the Markarth stables, there's someone who will sell you dogs.
Oh, really?
And that was never an option. And like, so I just went everywhere I could to try to find a dog, but no, that dumb kid saw a ghost dog. I have a dog following me.
Oh, nice.
It's totally useless.
Maybe he's invisible and you just don't know it.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Or maybe he's like
Except
up in the sky.
unless it was Barbas who kept pushing me off of cliffs and
That's
stuff.
True. Oh God. Oh, I know. Have you ever had the mammoths come like dropping out of the sky on you?
I've not on top of me. Definitely approached camp and seen them like.
Raining
it looks like they should be standing on a hill about 8 feet high.
Yes.
But there's no hill there, and if you walk under them, they then will like lower down to the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen quite a bit. And
you said that you've seen like dragons dive bombing out of nowhere.
Yes, yeah. Like I'll come out of a cave and a dragon will just fall out of the sky dead and land. I'm like, what the hell was going on out here while I was in there?
Oh my God, what do you guys do?
There's some weird glitches. Have you seen the Headless Horseman yet?
I've never come across that.
Oh,
but
that's pretty fun.
I have to admit, I'm a fast traveler.
Yeah, well, I usually am too, but this one I'm not.
Yeah.
But
I you run into him, I hear, when you're doing lots of road traveling and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. He's on.
But as I discover stuff, I just fast travel. I'm
Well, you know what?
300 hours in.
Yep. When you don't have time, it's definitely worth doing that, and especially when you don't need to collect things.
I've got over 300,000 in gold. I've stopped picking stuff up.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly how. Once you get above like 30,000.
How much does it cost per house?
Well, if you're building the houses, it's different. You need a little more money because the land is.
In your estimation, what is? How much do you need for a lump sum to build all three houses?
Well, the land is 5,000 each, I think.
Or have to worry about money again. What's the bare minimum?
So say 10,000 each one, so 30. So probably like 70,000.
Oh, sorry. How many?
I would say like 70 because it's probably somewhere around like 12,000 to build each house fully.
Okay.
Because it's 5,000 for the land.
Yeah, I didn't even keep track of how much I was spending. I was just like, yes, cash.
Yeah, I know. That's when you got so much, it's like whatever.
And then after I was done building, get this, after I was done building the whole big house and done everything all by myself, I then got a thrall who's like, oh, can I do anything for you?
Yeah. Well, they can get you
a wait carriage. A second.
They could get you a carriage and a bard.
Yeah, I made him get me a cow and like
chickens.
3 chickens, yep. I think.
You can get some.
I should get a carriage, even though I'll never ever use it because I always fast travel. But I can just have it there.
That's true.
Just for show.
But it looks good.
And there's always a hawk on my property down there. Are there hawks?
Yeah, there is a hawk in that area.
Do you ever take the time to go shoot those to collect like the hawk feathers and stuff?
I think I did once. It was the one up in Solitude that flies around.
Yeah, there's some up there too.
Yeah, I think I knocked that one out of the sky once, but that was it.
Man, I've tried, and I'm just
hard.
I'm really horrible at archery, so it takes me. I'm just like screw it.
I think I had the slow time shout plus the slow time.
Oh, there you go.
The zoom where you slow time.
Mm-hmm.
Where it slows it
I
down.
haven't. Yeah, I saw that perk. I was like, ooh, maybe I should invest in that. That would help.
That's definitely worth it. It makes a huge difference, especially when you're in like tight combat. Oh man, you can really get off some. And if you have the quick shots, You can do some serious damage.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. So when I finally get around to grinding my archery up, that's probably going to be one of the last ones I actually end up doing.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll totally invest all those perk points into the archery. And
definitely worth it because it'll help
all that stuff.
Get it up, get that level up faster.
Yeah, does that actually help? I mean, more powerful.
Yeah, because you'll be able.
Are they more efficient?
Because it'll be more efficient. You'll be able to kill tougher enemies.
Yeah,
which will allow it to level up faster.
That's great. Do you know what are they called? Essential and non-essential NPCs? Is that the distinction between whether they can die or not?
I believe that's the distinction. Yeah.
Are Jarls essential?
Yeah, they can't die.
They cannot die.
No.
Fuck. Excuse me.
Oh,
beep.
No, it's explicit. I think I've.
Oh, is it? Okay,
I think I've dropped that here or there. I think the only.
Because I really wanted to do Jarl Slayer, where I just go kill all the Jarl. Do that now. That's dumb.
They're all essential. Because I've actually battled in Dragon's Reach before, just to because I was bored. And fought everyone.
So he'll take a knee, but not actually go down.
Pretty much everybody in there just takes a knee.
Yeah. The court wizard and everyone too. Really?
Him? Yeah, I think he does too because he's part of the missions. But I'm not sure where I was at in the quest line when that happened. So.
That stinks. I was hoping to do Jarl Slayer. I mean, that sounded so fun.
I think I've killed all the guards in Whiterun before.
That's another thing that would be great to do. Just go to all the different, capital cities and just take out all the guards of.
I've done it where I snuck around and did it, so they didn't even know I was doing it.
Is there an achievement for that?
I don't think there is. There should be.
No. There's like an achievement for getting what, like 1,000 bounty in every
that's
every
pretty
province
easy.
Or state or
that's
whatever.
That's pretty easy to do. Go kill a guard, get caught. Not get caught, but get seen.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple to do, actually. I've done that.
So how do you do that? What do you do?
Just fast travel to each city, attack a guard.
But how do you get away without being seen, without...
Well, no, you got to be seen, so just do it.
Okay, so you get seen, but you don't want to get caught.
Just run.
Just run and exit the city and just keep running?
Just keep running. They'll eventually just stop.
Oops. They don't get enough to keep chasing you that far.
Yeah, they only chase you so far, so it's not like, once you get a little ways down the road, you can fast travel to the next town and do the same thing.
Yeah, I always try to fast travel too. I know it says fast travel while enemies are nearby.
I know, that's frustrating at times.
Yeah, especially when you just step out of a cave and you're like, okay, I'm going to run back here home and dump all my crap, and then I'll just keep on going. But no, you cannot fast travel because enemies are nearby. What? Because there's a bear over the next hill that I have not seen. It doesn't see me, but he's nearby.
Or there's a rabbit that's mad at you that you didn't notice.
Yeah, stupid rabbits.
I've had that happen before.
A fox. Yeah, I've had Spriggan foxes or whatever.
Well, the foxes lead you to places.
Oh, what? Tell me about this.
If you follow the foxes, they'll lead you to caves that you might not normally find.
I had no idea. Where do you read that? Where do you find this crap out?
That's something I found out pretty early on. Yeah, they kind of lead you to places.
There's basic stuff like that I still have no idea about.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Follow the foxes. They don't always take a direct route, but they always go somewhere.
Do you hear that, everyone? Follow the foxes. Did everyone know that? Jeez.
Although, if you've already found the place, it's not as helpful. But, it could be a place that you haven't found, Do you know how many locations there are? Offhand, I don't know. I think I found them all.
300 something.
I'm not
That's
sure.
Probably still low. There's probably 1,000.
That's a good question. That I do not know.
I look at my stats, but I went through and was looking at all my stats today because I knew we're going to be talking. I was like, wow, I found 300 different little towns or caves or whatever.
I just asked Google. We'll see if it knows.
Does Google know? How many locations are in Skyrim?
Well, according to the Skyrim Wiki, there are 719.
Holy crap. See, I found less than half.
But there are many
minor
locations.
That is ridiculous that I've been playing the game for how many months straight.
Oh, I'm sorry. There are some self-reports of people achieving 348, 329, or 323 in various places. but there are some obviously wrong answers, like 719.
Okay, so 719 is a wrong answer. But
Supposedly.
well, if I've gotten up over 300, then that sounds like it might be near the high end then.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was going to be baffled.
Looks like 343 seems to be the most likely conclusion.
Wow, that's a lot. I was surprised that I had found that many. But when you said 700, I was kind of going to be baffled. As I was like, where would they fit them in?
I think it's flexible depending on which DLCs you have installed also.
Yeah,
because obviously there's some extra locations added in.
How many quests per... Yeah, what, like 10 quests per DLC or something like that, so
yeah.
Lots of locations on each.
Yeah, not including Dragonborn, which has its whole separate land.
Its whole separate island.
Yeah.
Well, the vampire one, Dawnstar, they include that castle that's off the coast of was Solitude.
Yeah, you got the castle, you got the...
There's a mountain or something, too.
And you have Fort Dawnguard and the cave before you get to it. So there's a few things added there.
Awesome.
And in Hearthfire, I guess you count all the houses, plus there's a few other things.
Is that the only thing added by Hearthfire? Is just the ability to adopt kids and
there was a few things
build the 3 houses?
Yeah.
What am I missing there still?
What was the other thing that was added by that? There was a couple minor things added with that. It wasn't anything big.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done the adoption and I've built a house, so I think... I don't know. Crap, I didn't know about the foxes, so,
Yeah, they may lead you to some more locations. You may find more.
Yeah, my wife just said, "What does the fox say?"
Oh, God. Follow the fox.
No, but that just goes to show. I've been playing this game so long, and there's stuff like simple. The foxes lead you to places that I did not know. I just want people to tell me what else are all the little basic things that I do not know that I've been missing out on all this time.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know if the fox is going to lead you anywhere since you found so many places. But,
yeah. No, I know at that point that the fox might be useless, but there might be something else.
Yeah, that's true.
This is this really simple thing with soul gems that you didn't know about, dummy. Oh, crap.
Yeah, not that I can think of offhand. Dropping the soul gems empties them. I think we've talked about that.
Yeah, no, it's definitely discussed. Meant, a generic answer. There's probably something out there also that I'm just ignorant of.
So many little things that you find out along the way.
Yeah, and I'm not scared of spoilers, so I Google the hell out of Skyrim. I use the unofficial Elder Scrolls.
Oh yeah, I love the
wiki thing all the time.
Their site is amazing.
I love using their site. It's great.
Such an amazing resource.
And, I'm not scared of spoiling. And so I've tried to spoil myself and look up all the stuff that you should do, like the beginner's guide, like how you should go about. If you want to collect souls, this is where you need to go. That's how I found out about that, the Iron Bind Barrow or whatever that place is called. Where you get the fiery soul trap on some weapon, and then you disenchant it, and then you get a double enchantment on one item without even having to use the perk for, the double enchantments.
Yeah, I need to.
So that when you use the double enchantment perk, you actually can put 3 enchantments on one item. So yeah, I really like the fiery soul trap thing at the Iron Bind Barrow. That was one of my top finds. Definitely spoiled myself there and looked up a couple different things where you have to go find that. I think maybe the Sanguine Rose was something I actually actively sought out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I found that by accident in the beginning.
Yeah. I heard about it and was like, ooh, I need to go get that thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this may be my longest episode by 40 minutes.
Oh, I am so sorry.
No,
I didn't mean to drag on so much.
No, it was good. That's a good
Feel
thing.
free to trim out whatever you need.
No.
I don't know how big of an editor you are.
I do not edit anything ever unless it's a necessity.
Oh, man, I apologize. That's being so long-winded.
No, that's good. That's a good thing. So usually I'm at 10 to 20 minutes.
I know.
When you're talking to yourself, it's hard to talk for more than that. I will listen to
back episodes of yours and just listen to them 2 or 3 times, each week, when I discovered it, it'd be here's episode, I think it's 4 or 5 when I first discovered it. So I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll listen to episode 4. Then I'll go back and listen to 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then episode 5 came out, so I'll go back and listen to 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6 came out, so I listened to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, each time you released an episode, I'd listen to everything at once because they were so short in the beginning.
Yeah, they were really short.
So now I go back and listen to like maybe 2 or 3 in a row.
It's hard to talk to yourself for longer than like 20 minutes.
No, I get that totally. But
you're a complete ego.
Maybe we should meet a nice happy medium. Sorry for making it so long.
Oh no, believe me, I've had shows on the Chatterbox that have been close to 3 hours. So this is nothing, believe me.
Great. No, I've listened to some Chatterbox episodes. I need to listen to the new one you guys just posted for the holidays.
Oh God, yeah. I think we're recording next week. We haven't recorded in like a month. So
yeah, I was about to say there's still only been one the last few weeks.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Holidays. Everybody's been busy.
Oh, and tell me about it. You know, I just got the DLCs for Skyrim. Then, you know, if it hadn't been the holidays, I probably would have been done with Dawnguard twice over by now. But
yeah, they're killer.
Yeah,
it gets too busy that time of year.
Yes.
Well, is there anywhere on the internet people can find you or anything?
Well, I have a crappy garage rock band called Red Queen Hypothesis, and we have a Facebook page. And I run a crappy garage rock record label called Roundtree Records.
Oh, cool.
And my Twitter handle is Indie Android, INDYANDROID. And everyone, please go join the Facebook Skyrim Addict podcast page. I really like the community we have there. It seems like a really solid group of people, and it's really fun. And I really value the friendship that we've made over the internet. You know, I've made some really good conversations and bonds between people.
It's a fun
thing. I've really enjoyed getting to know you and everyone else in the group. So everyone should join up. No one's a jerk. Everyone's really cool. It's really fun.
We haven't had any issues, amazingly.
Yeah. Yeah, and the internet is full of jerks, and this is like the one place that I can go and be like, "Hey, place. Everyone!"
It's a safe haven.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Well, you can reach the show at Skyrim Addict podcast at gmail.com. The Facebook group link will be in the show notes, and that's about. Oh, and April 5th, I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina for a 30-hour podcast marathon with Jay and Jack.
Oh, the Jay and Jack thing.
Yeah, I'll be down there on the 5th with those
That's
guys.
Great. You go every year for that?
Yeah, yep. I've been going down for a few years.
Wonderful. Is that for Autism Speaks? What is that for?
It was previously, and I'm not sure what it is this year yet. I think they might have been changing it this year, but I'm not positive. So that always raises money for a good cause. Last year we did a walk run the day of it. We do some inebriated ice skating at the end of the evening.
Woo!
But keep an eye out for that if you're interested in that kind of thing. And
that's great. I've kind of since Lost it went off the air. I've kind of not heard much of Jay and Jack recently. But what are they? I should go back and catch up with them. That's a good group of guys.
I believe. Well, they started like a little network thing, but I believe they still have like the Ramblecast feed. They still put stuff up on. Actually, they may still put stuff up on the regular Lost podcast feed. I'm not sure, but I think it's the Ramblecast feed.
Mm-hmm.
They put like.
And they had a Merry Man cast for a while.
Yeah, that's part of their like Plus network or whatever now.
Awesome.
But yeah, they're still doing all that kind of stuff. Good guys. Cool. Jack's super nice. Jay's good guy.
And the charity that they do, that's you know.
I did
the beyond awesome.
Did the overnight shift year before last year with Jamie, who I do the Deadliest Catch show with.
Oh, that's great. So you actually run a couple shows during the 30-hour marathon?
Well, they changed it up last year because the overnights were so tough. We didn't do the overnight.
Oh.
We just hung out and had fun at that point. Because the overnights were like this dead zone. It was hard. Let me tell you. It was not fun. Trying to talk about something for like 6 hours in the middle of the night when you're not awake is not that easy.
Tell me about it. I was a DJ in college and used to.
Oh, man. the middle of the
12
night.
a.m. to 6 a.m. shift.
Oh yeah, that's
It was
basically
horrible.
it. Yeah, it was a good time, but yeah. So if anybody's interested in that, well, I'll have a little more details on that as that comes up. But otherwise, that's all I got this time. So take care, everyone. What's up, everyone? Back for another episode. So I think last time I'd obviously last time I had Andrew on, but I think I'd finished up Companion, so I'm done that. I'd started Civil War. I haven't done the Civil War in a long time, so that was pretty different. So I've gone through the Civil War quest line. So after I finished up Companions, I headed up and got sworn in up at or I went up to Solitude, joined the Legion. Went and cleared out Fort Hragstad. No, it's like your first one. Sorry about that. Someone's bowling up above me, apparently. So I finished that, and literally, actually. And on the way there, I kind of stopped at Meridia's Beacon because I had that sitting in my inventory, and that was kind of on the way, so I blew that out. You go in there. That's where you battle the Corrupted Shades. That's a pretty cool battle at the end. And there's a lot of gold in there. All those desiccated corpses, I guess there is. There's tons of gold in each one of those. And pretty good battle at the end there. So I went through there, did that, got Dawnbreaker, which I then sold because I'm selling everything. Then I went up Hragstad, cleared that fort out. So then you head back to Solitude, get sworn in, and then I'm supposed to go retrieve the jagged crown over at Corvinjude, or however you say it. Somebody's name's too Norwegian for me to be able to pronounce properly. That's where you kind of meet up. You head there, and you find out the Stormcloaks are like racing you there. So they end up beating you there. You kind of battle them. Then you battle some Draugr and stuff, and end up getting the jagged crown. So there's like a Death Lord and stuff at the end. So that was pretty cool. And I'm still going two-handed, using a little bit bow action, but not in the fort battles and stuff like that. Mostly in the open world or things like that. Because in the forts, really, you're just bashing. That's all you're doing. So I get back, get my orders up at Solitude, and have to go to Whiterun. So I talked to the Jarl there. He's like, here, bring the axe to Ulfric and see what happens. Of course, Ulfric is a dick and gives it right. And he's like, I'm not taking that thing. So that whole deal, we know it's coming. We got to save Whiterun. But so I ended up on the way back. I think I was going back to Solitude. So much walking. And I'm walking all this. I'm not fast traveling or anything. So it's... Later on in the Civil War quest, man, if you're walking everywhere, it gets real tedious because you're like going to a camp, going out to the fort, going back to a camp, going out somewhere else, back to the camp, and then back up to Solitude. And I'm like, dear God, that's a lot of walking. So, I mean, and I'm not really exploring things not too much along the way. I'm just kind of doing my missions, boom, moving on, boom, moving on. That's just kind of how I'm playing this one. So, yeah, there's a lot of running back and forth. And if something happens where, like, it freezes when I'm halfway somewhere, that really sucks, let me tell you. But, so I did that, and I think on the way back, on the way somewhere, I ended up stopping at Ironblind Burrow. And there's those two people outside. They're like, blah, blah, blah. There's some giant treasure, blah, blah, blah. You go through, and it starts out with some spiders and Draugr. And then you get to of course, the final room where there's always the double door there or whatever. My dumbass ran right through the door, barged in, and was promptly dead in like 5 seconds. So I obviously tried it a different way the next time. I did a little bit of sneaking around and used the bow in here a bit. And you got to take out this... he kind of looks like a Death Lord or whatever, but he's the Warlord Gathric. So you battle him with the two other people. And then the girl can't handle it. She gets beat down pretty good, and you end up killing Gathric. And forget the guy's name, but he ends up turning on you, and you got to kill him. So I ended up just bashing him over the head with my hammer because I was pretty close by. So I shouted, knocked him off balance, and I just bashed in his head. So that wasn't too bad, that part. I died a couple times in the other part where I had to beat Gathric. That took me a few tries. So the first time was the worst. I just ran through the door and just got crushed like an idiot. But and I went there because that's where you get that fiery soul trap, which Andrew had talked about. So that's kind of why I wanted it. It was on the way somewhere, and I was like, I might as well just stop. Let me just get it. So I returned up to Tullius, got my new orders to regain the Pale. So I headed to Dawnstar. I think I'd already saved Whiterun at this point. That's where basically the Stormcloaks are running in. You're just crushing them, doing whatever you can to stop them. So that part, basically all the Civil War battles are pretty similar. You're just bashing Stormcloaks, or vice versa or Imperials if you're on the other side. And they go down. They don't go down all that hard. I mean, they go down fairly easily, each one. So I'm getting leveled up pretty decently in two-handed. So I'm taking them out pretty easily, and I have some enchantments and things like that. Obviously, in my armor, I think I have 3 two-handed enchantments, one on the bracers, and a necklace and a ring, and they're both like 35. All 3 are like 35%. So lots of swinging and bashing. But so got the new orders, had to regain the Pale, and headed out towards Dawnstar, and had to go back and forth a bunch of times there. I did come across Silverdrift Lair and went in there. You go in there, and there's like these dead bandits and Draugr laying around, and a Death Lord and an Overlord at the end, which was pretty cool. So they were a really tough battle. It's a lot harder, I find. I'm not used to still used to the two-handed with the tougher enemies and when to heal and when to do all that kind of stuff. So that's always kind of fun trying to figure it out, especially when you're going against the tougher enemies like that. So I got orders to go to Fort Dunstad and clear that out. Same thing, bash a lot. And now on to the Rift. And the Rift was a pain in the ass. There was a lot of back and forth on the Rift. And I had remembered that, if you remember a few episodes ago, Croesus basically beat my ass many times. So I was like, I should go take care of him. So I did that on the way down to the Rift, cutting across from the Pale. I stopped on the way and helped the orcs out, where that guy, Yamars, their chief, he turns on you after you defeat the giants. So I helped them out because I had stopped there accidentally one time, and so I just wanted to clear that off. But you have to, in one of the last forts before you get the Windhelm, you have to, I think it's Fort Castav, you have to kind of sneak in and release the prisoners and then battle for the fort. So you got to have some sneaking ability to be able to do that, but not a whole lot. I have potions and stuff like that, so I use those, and I was fine, even though I'm not a big sneaker. So to finish the Civil War, it's you're invading Windhelm. You head in. There's you can't go like right up to the Palace of the Kings. You have to kind of go around the roundabout way and get there. And you can either kill Ulfric or somebody else can. I, of course, killed him because I don't like him, and he was dead. Or actually said, no, I've seen enough death for the day, and then I bashed his head in. So I thought it was more appropriate that way. That way he was kind of surprised. After that, I kind of just wandered to started clearing off some quests. So that's kind of what I'm going to do now. I'm going to start knocking off what I have on there before I add anything. I think I'm going to go Dawnguard next, because I'm still a werewolf. I haven't really used it, but I'm a werewolf, and I think my character kind of fits with the Dawnguard. just that two-handed bashing kind of guy. He's just, working with the companions, working with the Imperials. I think going to Dawnguard would be like kind of appropriate for his story. But so I did go to Anselvund, and you have to retrieve a bow for one of the Jarls. So I went in there and did that. That was a pretty fun quest too. Pretty cool place to go through. But overall, I'm still liking the character. Still doing the sleeping at night, eating, all that jazz. It was tough during the Civil War, I have to say. Playing that way during the Civil War was really hard because it was so much running back and forth. Like with the companions, you would have a quest, you would go somewhere, and then you would come back. With the Civil War, you would go to the camp, go to a fort, go back to the camp, go to another fort, go to the camp, go back to Solitude, go to the camp, go to back, So there's a lot of running around. And that did make it way more difficult. But I was, I ended up seeing some areas that I don't think I've seen in a long time, though. I do have to say that. And just finding roads over mountains sometimes is really difficult. It's really a pain in the ass. I wish they would have the roads on the maps. That would be much more helpful. I'm sure there's a mod for that. Unfortunately, I'm not playing on the PC, so that's not going to work for me. But yeah, man, if they had at least the major roads lined out on the damn map, that would help. Because sometimes you're like, oh, well, how do I get over it? And it's around the bend, but you think you got to go over the mountain, and that's a pain in the ass. So I'm also I've been selling everything off, even Dragon Bones, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I've been doing smithing, alchemy, enchanting, because they're all very helpful. Obviously, two-handed and heavy armor. I haven't really been doing any more alteration. I did that in the beginning, kind of to boost up my armor rating a little bit, but I don't really need it now. I still do, obviously, some restoration. When I get beat down, I use that a little bit. I've still only put one upgrade into Magicka. The rest has all been either stamina or health. I would say 3/4 stamina, 1/4 health, except for that one straggler that went into Magicka. And most of my points have gone into two-handed and heavy armor, with the next being enchanting, then smithing, because I have the smithing. I have obviously steel, arcane, dwarven, and orcish right now, and I'm wearing orcish armor, and I'm hoping to get to the ebony armor soon. But I really like the look of the orcish armor on the orc, I have to say. It looks good. It's real raw looking, real cool. I kind of like the look of it. So, but I'm excited to bounce up to the ebony, because the ebony is a really cool looking armor also. But so I think, I'm going to just clear off some quests, and maybe I'll hit Dawnguard. Not doing any quote-unquote bad quest lines. I'm not going to join the Thieves or Dark Brotherhood. Maybe I'll kill the Dark Brotherhood. Maybe I'll do that part of it. We shall see. I tried releasing, what's his name? Greymane from Northwatch Keep. I think I did eventually go get him after the Civil War was over. I snuck in, though, and the Civil War was over, obviously, so I didn't have to worry about it, because I kind of had that problem last time. And the only person I had to take out was his torturer or something like that. So that wasn't too bad. I was able to get in and out of there. I didn't go through the whole fort just killing everybody, because I thought that would be a bit much for somebody who was supposedly kind of on the Thalmor side. But other than that, that's all. I've just been mostly on that Civil War line and just running through that. So I think definitely after clearing a few things off, I only have some minor stuff. I just want to get that quest log down. I haven't picked up too much because I haven't really been asking. Like, if people are like, hey, you want to help me with this? I'm like, no, not right now, guys. Sorry. See you. And I head off and don't help them. So I don't know if I'm a good guy or an indifferent guy. But I'm going to head back to Whiterun probably, kind of get set up back there, recoup a little bit. Figure my guy needs some time off, so I'm going to try and stay with playing the role of, where he's he has to eat, has to sleep, do the whole thing. So he's going to need some time off after the whole Civil War. So I'll probably set my base up out of the companions for now and just do a little bit of smithing, alchemy kind of stuff, a little bit of enchanting, get rested up, maybe do a couple side missions for the companions, and then move on. Obviously, after I clear off the quest log, move on to Dawnguard. But that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. If you want to email the show, it's Skyrim Addict Podcast at gmail.com. You can send in what you're doing, how you're playing, different ways of playing, thoughts on anything else, thoughts on any of the games, actually. If you're playing Morrowind, Oblivion, whatever, any of them, feel free. Open to all of them. I played Oblivion. I started playing Morrowind. I got to get back into that a little bit. I think I might just go back to Arena, then Daggerfall. Kind of work my way up. I know they're old, obviously, but kind of get a feel for the older ones since I didn't play those. So I might go delve into those since I had bought the anthology a while back. Anyway, you can check out the email the show, SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com. The show's on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, whatever you use, any of the podcatchers you use. Check out the Facebook group, links in the show notes, and that's all I got. Just thanks to everybody who's been picking up the show. It's been shocking the amount of downloads the past few weeks, so thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. And before I check out, got a little promo from Nightcast. So if anybody out there does podcasts or anything, feel free to, send a little promo or whatever over. I'll be glad to play them. For me, podcasting, most of it's about community and, kind of communicating with people all over the place. So if you have something, send it my way. I'd be happy to play it, within certain bounds, obviously. But, that's the best part of podcasting to me is the community and getting to know people all over the place. So anybody who has a show or anything, you want a little promo or whatever, shoot it on over. Maybe I'll do one someday. But God, I'm lazy. I'm probably not. We'll see. All right, later, everyone. Oh, you know what? I always forget to say, check out the Chatterbox. That's the other show I do. Chatterbox, 2 words, not one. If you search it on iTunes, it's 2 words. Looks like a dental podcast if you look at the logo. All right, I'm gone again.
Hey gamers, here's what you've been missing if you're not listening to the Nightcast.
Yeah, screw Grand Theft Auto 5. We've got Grand Theft Auto Farm. Hello.
Yeah, I started a character, and I've been playing the same character probably over 250 or 300 hours now.
I don't know what happened, but we have Satan on Skype. Satan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, we got you on the line before things get crossed over again. I have a couple questions. If you can you answer them for me?
I made the Xbox One.
You did what? You made the Xbox One?
Xbox One. Piece of shit.
Which console do you think is going to be the dominant console on Black Friday?
The Wii U.
The Wii U.
Sugar DVD. It is. They just released that PS4 users beat out Xbox One users for being the #1 porn watching console.
Congratulations.
For all of this and more, head to 9nights.net for all the links you'll ever need. And don't forget to subscribe to the Nightcast on iTunes.
And what's up? I'm back, everyone. So it's, I don't know, been like 2 weeks or so. Been miserable here. A lot of work. So anyway, I have been able to play some Skyrim and some Oblivion too, actually. I had to actually buy my now 3rd copy of Oblivion since I had it originally for 360. Then I, of course, bought the Elder Scrolls Anthology, but I don't have a PC still to play that on, so that's doing me no good. And I lent my original 360 copy to a relative of my wife and never received it again. Never returned to me. So I picked it up on what's that called? Amazon. That service on the computer. So I picked one up on Amazon and got into playing that a little bit again on the 360, not on PC as of yet. But I am looking a little deeper into that. But nothing really to discuss on that front. So anyway, I've been playing some Skyrim. I think I forget where I left off, but anyway, I know one of the things I did finish up, I think I may have been in the middle of, was the Book of Love quest, which is the Mara Temple quest from Riften. Basically, I think I talked about the part where we got where we all went to Iverstead that time. Where we got the crazy kids together in Iverstead. They end up running off and eloping. After that, who is this we? After that, I went to, I had to go back and forth. This was a long quest for me, not because there's a lot to do, but because the places you do it at are really far apart. And as I'm still doing the walking, eating, sleeping, all that jazz. So, I did fast travel once only because I got stuck in a mountain. Like actually stuck between two rocks and couldn't get out. But that was my own dumb fault. So I go to Calcimo. He's got some love help he needs. He's in love with who the heck's he in love with? Faylene. That's it. I couldn't remember her name for a second. So you talk to Calcimo. He's like, "Oh, I can't speak to her." Yeah, of course not, because you are strange. That is why. So you go solicit the help of Ingvar the singer, who writes you a poem. You may have heard his voice at the beginning of the show. And he gives you a poem. You go give it to Feline. The crazy kids get together, blah, blah, blah. And then you go from Markarth all the way back to Riften again. So that's a long way. So do that. And then the final well, not the final, but then the last part of, where is this? Oh, yeah, this is the final part of this quest line, and then there's another little quest for that. But out in the plains, there's at some monument, what is it called? Jukar's monument or something like that. There's a ghost lady. You end up meeting her. She's looking for her soldier husband, blah, blah, blah. You go find him, get them back together, and they float off into the air together. And it's beautiful. And then you walk all the way back to Riften. So I did that, and then the final quest, then you give you a little quest at the end after that, and it's Dinya, who's at the temple there, gives you a little quest, and you have to go give out 20 pamphlets in Riften to people. Like, you basically become Hare Krishna or something for a day and go spread Mara's love around Riften. So I felt that fit with my character. He's a well-mannered, loving orc who bashes heads. So other than that quest, character-wise in general, still the orc, still Mork the orc. I just actually this morning upgraded to ebony armor. I was rocking the orcish armor for a while. I believe it was yesterday. I got my enchant up to 100, so I have the double enchantments now. So I also got my smithing up to 80 at the same moment. So. Not at the exact same moment, however, but so I was able to, utilize both of those and get some new gear, new weapons, things such as that. So now I have the ebony gear, double enchants. The boots I have fire and frost protection on. The armor, I have healing rate and stamina rate, I believe, because since I do a lot of running, it's nice having the stamina rate. The helmet, I have archery and lockpicking, because really I don't use the magic, so there's nothing else useful to put on the helmet. Gauntlets are two-handed and archery, and I have some two-handed and archery rings and necklaces and such. And my other stuff, I like for alchemy and smithing and all that, I have those as separate. And I've actually started utilizing naming things while I'm smithing them. It's kind of helpful when you go to find them. So that's kind of where my character's sitting. I think I'm in the low 40s, like 42, 43-ish. Not putting a lot into a lot of different things, mostly concentrating heavy armor, two-handed, and a little bit of archery. I've been using the archery a lot recently. I find it's good for dragons. Two-handed's fine when they land, but they don't land all the time. So you need something to get them under the air. So I've been doing a little bit of archery. I'm not real high level on archery, maybe like upper 40s in the archery. I may have just hit 50 on it. So I don't have a whole lot into that. I've done a few of the perks in it. I think just the zoom, and the slow down and zoom when you're aiming and things like that. Nothing, no big points into that tree. Other than that, I did get rid of Barbus. So I did the whole Daedra's Best Friend quest because as I was going, I think it was when I was coming back from Markarth, I cut through past Helgen, up through that pass over the mountains back to Riften. So I passed Haymar's Shame. So I was like, I had two things in there I had to get. There was some sword I had to get for the companions, and the freaking dog was waiting for me there. So I went in there. You go in there. As you get inside, there's a bunch of vampires battling each other, and you kind of just take them out as they're fighting each other. So you get there. Barbus is by the statue. Activate the statue. It's like blah blah blah. He talks a lot. The Daedrus, they love to talk. And then it ends up you have to go way up north. Way up north. What the hell is it? Ridgepoint or something like that. And you got to go up there to get some axe for him. So I did it as a. I'm sorry, not Ridgepoint. Pine Watch. Ridgepoint was near there. Sorry about that. So you go all the way up to Pine Watch to get some Rueful Axe, which basically zaps some stamina from the person you're hitting. So what I did was I went and got it. Then I went all the way back. It took me a while, but I did it. So I ran all the way up north, all the way by Solitude, then all the way back down to Haymar's Shame. And ended up doing it as I did not kill Barbus, and I did not keep the axe. I got rid of Barbus and the axe, and I never want to see Barbus again. What a pain in the balls. Jesus Christ. Every time I would be sneaking a little bit, hunting, whatever I was doing as I was going between these ridiculously long places to go to. And all of a sudden I would just get pushed off the rock I was perched on. I'm like, what the So Barbus had to go because he is worse than Serana. And speaking of Serana, I did not start that. So after that, I kind of just I did a little cleanup. I've just been picking off some little things I have to get rid of. On my way to do something with, who was it? One of the companions. I forget which one it was. You go up to Northwind Watch or Northwind Peak or something like that. And there's a dragon up there because he wants to go see a dragon. He's never seen a dragon. So you take him to go see a dragon. On the way, I stopped at Mistwatch. And when you go in there, you head into Mistwatch. I had been past Mistwatch before. I picked off some people who were outside. This time I went fully into it. So when you get inside, there's this dude, Christier or something like that. Or Krister, sorry. And his wife's missing. His wife, Fiola. So you're like, all right. He's standing at the beginning after you go inside. He's like, oh, can you find her? Oh, the bandits, they have her. So you go inside. And you go through a whole tower killing these. These are pretty good bandits, too, because they got a lot of coin on them. The bandits in Mistwatch have some nice stuff. Or I should say decent stuff and a good amount of money. And then you get to the top, and here comes the bandit leader, and she's like, what do you want? And she's like, well, you could just go tell him to go away. But this time I killed her because she's a bandit. And I'm a good guy with the companions, so I took her out. So that was just on the way. And then obviously myself and whichever companion I had with me, traveled on and up to Northwind Peak. And we took out the dragon up there. He stayed around, and I headed back. And that's when I got my ebony gear going. I think what I'm going to do next is because I walked into Markarth, the Forsworn thing started up. So I think that's my next one. to clear out the Forsworn. Since I'm part of the Empire, I feel like these nasty, dirty, hippie Forsworn need to be tossed aside and have their heads bashed in by me. So that's where I'm going next. That's what I'm going to be doing next. I'll be doing it by myself. I'm not bringing any companions along with me. Not bringing any dogs. I am not bringing any helpers of any kind. I'm not hiring anybody because I'm tired of them all being in my way. I think maybe I don't think I'm going to do the Dragon Quest at all with this character, but I think I may go Dawnguard because I never finished Dawnguard. But I also you know what I did do actually, which I've never done before, is I used my beast mode, my werewolf powers, and I ate up some Stormcloak soldiers, and I actually got one of the perks in the tree. So I think I might do that some more because I've never really used the werewolf perk, any of the werewolf perk stuff before. So I think I'm gonna enjoy getting into that a little bit as I go along. Stopping at camps and picking off whoever or whomever. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at with that. As far as Oblivion, I did start playing that again. Right now, I didn't play a whole lot. Well, relatively speaking. First of all, it was weird readjusting to the controls. It's not as precise as Skyrim. So, like, when you're looking around, it doesn't always stop where you want it to stop and look at that. The arrow kind of drifts a little bit as you stop. But, at the beginning of Oblivion, of course, you're in jail because you're always in jail, and they need to come through your cell to smuggle the Emperor out, who is Uriel Septim. So went through that whole thing, followed him through the tunnels, helped them, saved them along the way, blah, blah, blah. Ended up exiting through the sewers. I actually had my old save from this game. I believe the last time I played it was 05. Or no, I had a save in 07, but it was only one save, so I couldn't have played that much. I probably just went. It was probably I needed a fix or something, so I got into it. But I think my last save was 2005, sometime April or something like that. So it's been a while since I played some Oblivion. I really like Oblivion. Things are a little different. The speech thing's a little different. How you barter with the shops. I always thought there's a lot more shops in the Imperial City than there is in the cities in Skyrim. That's for sure. I like that you have choices. That there's a used shop. There's this shop. I guess it's kind of like the booths in the towns in Skyrim. But I know a lot of people don't like the pinwheel thing for the speech. I was okay with it. I like it. I thought it was kind of fun. It does get tedious. Of course, I only played it for like an hour last night, so it's not quite too tedious yet. But so I think I'm gonna bounce around, play a little more Oblivion here and there. Check in with that. I really loved Oblivion, and I think I still do. It's weird bouncing back and forth graphics wise. It's not awful. It's just not as clean. Obviously, the combat's not as clean. Nothing just feels as clean. But there's so much that I love about that game, so I want to get back into it. And when I first played it, I had never played an Elder Scrolls game before, so I had no real background in it. I think now with Skyrim and other things, just having more of a knowledge of the lore and stuff like that, and just a sense of it, I think I'll appreciate it even more than I did previously. So that's where I'm sitting at with Oblivion, which is pretty much nowhere. I'm in the city buying stuff right now. I was just kind of getting getting my feet wet again, checking out where it's at. As you'll remember, I may have been the show before last. I had Andrew on. Definitely want to have Andrew on again, but he did send in some feedback, so let me pull that up. And here we go.
Welcome to the third episode of I Have a Skyrim Addict podcast addiction minicast. Hi everyone, it's Andrew from the Facebook group page of a Skyrim Addict podcast, and I just wanted to check in with some of the quests I've been going over recently. I have finished the Dragonborn quest and also the Dawnguard quest. And this morning, I decided to go through and play through the Companions quest, just because I hadn't done that yet. I was attempting to be both a vampire and the werewolf at the same time, because I saw a video clip on YouTube on how to do that, but I could never really get it correctly done. But I've cured my vampirism and my werewolf, and so now I'm just back to being good old Poit. I've completed the Companions and the Dragonborn and the Dawn Guard recently. And so Poit right now is have a magicka of 530, health of 250, and stamina of 260, with 27 unused perk points. Poit is a 76.5 level right now, Redguard race, and recently we just smithed up some Stalrim gear. I did also a Stalrim dagger and a Stalrim warhammer to carry around. The dagger I enchanted with Paralyze and Absorb Health, and the warhammer has Fiery Soul Trap and Absorb Health, I believe. And so I have basically played through most of the storylines. I just have to finish the Civil War quest and finish out a couple of skill trees, and hopefully I will be able to max out my character. I hope that everyone is having a great playthrough. Please sign up for the A Skyrim Addict podcast Facebook group and check in with your characters, and happy Skyrimming.
Andrew is much better at promoting this show than I am. Because I am bad at it. Anyway, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Wow, I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could be both a werewolf and vampire, other than on the originals or Vampire Diaries. I thought that was the only place where that was acceptable. So there's my pop culture knowledge for today. I do have some other feedback. Let me get that. Hold on. You think I'd be more organized as one person? I have to organize a bunch of people here. It's from Rick. He's a relatively new player to Skyrim, and he's been enjoying the podcast over the last several weeks. And he's been listening like 2 or 3 a day. And he's on, this was on January 27th. He was on episode 24, so he's almost caught up. And that's awesome. I appreciate that tons. I appreciate everybody's been listening, because there's been pretty good amount of downloads, so I appreciate that. That's cool. He realizes he's way behind the curve getting into the game, but he's got an entire crowd of kids, so finding time is quite a bit challenging. I've won, and finding time is hard. So I can only imagine having a crowd makes it much harder. He got the game about 1.5 years ago, but never did more than a little monkeying around until the last few months, and he's gotten more into it. So he's playing as a Redguard tank, heavy armor, 2-handed battle axe, almost no magic, and trying to wade through just the dozens of quests, as, yes, we are all familiar with massive quest logs that he hasn't finished over the past year. He's already planning out his next character, a mage named Atheist, which I like this idea. Focusing on alteration, destruction, alchemy. He doesn't believe in the gods and thinks magic is just a new branch of the sciences. He won't have anything to do with anything that is religious, no shrines, no blessings, no Daedra, for as long as it can be sustained. So that's an interesting way to play the character. Just a whole, add something different to it, something you have to be conscious of while you're playing. For those of us not playing on PC, where you can't add something on there to do it, but I like that idea a lot. Where you're a mage, but you don't get involved with any of the temples or any of the Daedric princes or princesses or whatever they are. That would definitely put a whole different spin on everything. It'll give you a different look at the game for sure. But so that's kind of all I have. You can email the show. I should probably tell you that kind of stuff. You can email the show to SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com. There's a Facebook group. It'll be in the notes. It's I don't know the web address to it. Those Facebook ones are pretty long. It's in. You may be able to search Facebook for it and find it, but just ask for an ad and I'll add you in. Sometimes it takes me a little bit because I forget, which I've done or I may be crazy busy at work and think I did it and not did it. That happens too. Also, you can check out Chatterbox Podcast, which is, if you look that up, it's 2 words, not 1. We'll be recording that tomorrow night. That's just a general discussion podcast we do, the 3 of us. And we have different guests on all the time and pretty much talk about anything. Other than that, that's all I got at this time. So everybody have fun adventuring. I may go get into a little more Oblivion, or I may go kill some Forsworn. So apparently in episode 29, which is next, I did not plug in my mixer, and it's going through the internal audio of the laptop, so it sounds kind of funky. So if you want to give it a few seconds of a listen and skip over it, feel free. But yeah, it was just sounds like it's internal laptop mic, so not the greatest audio in the world, not super noisy or anything, not pounding on keys or anything. So just a heads up. Hey, what's up, everyone? So back for another episode here. This one, I've been playing a lot of Oblivion, so sorry about that. Been playing a lot of Oblivion. But I have been playing a little bit of Skyrim also. I don't know why I've been playing more Oblivion. Maybe I just need a little respite or something. But the graphics with the Oblivion on the 360 are messing with my eyes. So I can't play it for as long as stretches. Skyrim's so much smoother that it's hard to go back. I remember this happened to me when I went back and played, I think, Fable 3. It was very similar graphic style to Oblivion, and I don't know if it's frame rate or what it is, throws me off. But I've been playing a crap ton of Oblivion. So as far as Skyrim goes, I've been working my way. I was in Riften. I cleared off some quests over there. I did the raid, which is you have to find who is dealing skooma in Riften. So it starts out, you kind of find out about it, and you have to, after you do another quest, the Helping Hand quest, and you find out where Wujita, where she obtained her skooma. She is not very forthcoming, however, and you have to either, persuade or bribe or intimidate to get the info. Once you find out, the dealers in the Riften warehouse, which is out on the docks outside. You all know all that stuff. You get a Riften warehouse key, and you go in there, and you find out. You have to obviously clear everybody out. So, there's people in the warehouse, blah, blah, blah. You shoot arrows at them. You bash them in the head with a hammer and such things. And then you head back to the Jarl and say, hey, guess what? They're all dead. But then there's more to it. There's you have to locate the suppliers, and they are in a cavern outside of Shorestone, I believe was where it was. But yeah, you go in there. It's Craig's Lane. Sorry, I had it written in notes. I couldn't remember the name, but it's outside of Shorestone. Anyway, you go in there, and it's the one where they're having the the wolf fighting ring. They have the pit wolves in there and all that. And I think I used mostly archery in there, except if anybody got close, because I was kind of working on my bow skills a bit. I feel like Napoleon Dynamite. I was kind of working on my bow skills, and wanted to do that in there. I felt it would be a good place to do it because it's just wolves and some random bandit types and degenerates gambling on wolf fighting. And from there, I'm working my way back over to Markarth because I'm going to start the Forsworn quest over in Markarth. So currently, I'm in Whiterun. Obviously, I'm still playing this character the same way I had been before, with the eating, the sleeping, etc., etc., or etc., etc. And so it's taken me a little while, but I went back to Whiterun. I'd offload some stuff. I'm redoing my gear, just taking a few days, taking a breather in town there, making some ebony arrows, just doing simple stuff like that. I'm not really doing a lot to level up anymore. I'm pretty much focusing on the skills I use, which is archery if I'm at a distance and mostly for hunting. The two-handed, obviously, the heavy armor, smithing, enchanting them up to 100. And I think I've pretty much stopped alchemy. I have so much freaking alchemic ingredients on me right now. It's ridiculous. But I also have a lot of potions. So I gotta start weeding this down. So I've kind of cut back on the alchemy even. I'm not super high leveled on that. I think I'm only like maybe 60, something like that. But yeah, enchanting I'm at 100. Smithing, I think I'm at like 85 or 86. So I would like to get that to 100 so I could do the dragon bone. I've saved a few dragon bones. I've been selling almost everything else off. But I have saved a few dragon bones. That's the other thing with the alchemy. My potions are getting too expensive and I can't really get rid of them. So I'm not really making them. I'm just making what I'll use. So I'm not really doing anything to level up specifically with this character. I'm just using what I have and using what I would use. Not doing anything special to get his levels up higher. But yeah, so next I'll probably be heading over to Markarth. Oh, you know what? I did start heading that way. I forgot about that. I did start heading that way. I just cleared out a few caves and things like that. I think I'm going to stop and do the Red Eagle's sword quest on the way, because that's on the way out there. So I did clear out a Forsworn fort on the way. That was entertaining, because I don't like them. Yeah, so next I'll probably go Red Eagle, then head to Markarth and start the whole Forsworn storyline. So that's pretty much where I'm sitting at with in Skyrim with Mork the Orc. Now, for those of you who haven't played Oblivion, you should. For those of you who have, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I've played a lot more. I haven't really done any main quest stuff since I did the first couple parts of the main quest. I have to go find the Emperor's brother now, I think. I haven't really started to do that yet. I kind of just hopped off and started doing other stuff. One of the things I did was I was in Bruma. So I got up there. I went up to Bruma, and I did Two Sides of a Coin quest, which is a fun. I remembered this once I started because it's all coming. It's been a few years since I played Oblivion, so it kind of faded from my memory a bit. But as I started playing, I'm like, oh yeah, and my God, the area is massive. There is so much different distance between the towns. It's insane. Like, you think Skyrim, there's distance between towns? No, there is distance between the towns in Oblivion. It's like crazy. You do a lot of running. And it's just, and man, the caves are dark as hell. They are freaking dark. Carry a torch. The goblins will always attack you from the shadows. You can't see them, but they're not really that difficult to beat. So, one of the ones I did was, while I was in Bruma, was the Two Sides of a Coin. You find out, you listen to the rumors, blah, 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 like most of the Radiant quests in both games. You hear a rumor that, a woman named Amora, whose friend Jarunder, they tried to get away with some money. He was caught. He's in jail. So you talk to her, and she's like, go talk to him, find out where he stashed that gold. He was a bad guy. He tricked me, yada, yada, yada. So you go, and he's like, and to be able to speak to Jarunder, you have to get yourself arrested because he doesn't trust you. So then he ends up telling you where the gold is. You show up where the gold's at, and there's a corrupt guard, I believe it is, kind of there, meet you there, so you take care of him. And you find out that one of the ways you can do it is kill Amora and take her amulet so the Drunder believes you. Another way is she'll give you the amulet, and you go tell him you killed her, and he'll give you the information. I had her give me the amulet and did it, but she dies anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You might as well kill her. She dies either way. So I did. That's like a fun little quest. You get some skill books in there. You get some other stuff. in the chest where he stashes stuff away. So I mean, it takes a little while. You go back and forth. You have to go to the jail. You have to go back and talk to her. You have to go out of the city a little bit. But just one of those nice little quests in the game that I enjoy. The other one was in that town. What was the other one? A Brotherhood Betrayed, which is also in Burma. Starts out. So you hear all these rooms. There's just a lot more. It seems like there's a lot more talking from the NPCs in Oblivion also than there is in Skyrim. I mean, obviously the NPCs talk in Skyrim, but I mean, there's a lot. I mean, it's like constant in Oblivion. It's weird. But so you hear about this vampire hunter guy, Raynil, and he's taking out somebody in town who was suspected to be a vampire, but we don't know if he really is, obviously. So you kind of go and investigate it. You go around town and investigate it and such. And you have to track him down, track him into a cave. And it's I don't want to spoil too much of it for those who haven't played. I know there's a bunch of people who haven't played Oblivion, so I don't want to spoil too much. But the quest, I really enjoy the quest. I'm getting into the... What is it? Oh, the Fighters Guild. I did one of their quests. That was the Desolate Mine quest. I just had to go deliver... For the Fighters Guild, which I guess would be like the companions, you have to go to each of their branches in each of the cities. I forget how many cities there are exactly in Oblivion, but there's quite a few. So you have to go to each of their branches in each city and do like a task for them to get promoted and then become full member and all that stuff. So I really like the guild quest in Oblivion quite a lot. I like the Fighters Guild much more than I like the Companions, which Companions is fine. I enjoyed it when I played it this time more than I had remembered. But it just, I don't know, I enjoy the Fighters Guild much more than I do the Companions. So, yeah, the Desolate Mine one, you basically deliver some stuff to mine, kill some goblins. Typical, cave killing situation. Same thing as like in Skyrim, basically. The fighting is not as dynamic, obviously, in Oblivion. But it's harder sneaking. And lockpicking, I forgot how much harder it was. I used to be really good at the lockpicking in Oblivion. I'm not as good as I used to be. See, in Skyrim, you can be really low level. As long as you know how to do the lockpicking, you can pretty much get by and pick almost anything. Except for the absolutely hardest locks, maybe. But, I mean, once you know what you're doing in Skyrim, you can pretty much... You don't really have to put anything into lockpicking. You can get by and get into pretty much any chest you want. Not the case in Oblivion. Much, much more difficult. One of the cool quests in Oblivion is like a little side one kind of thing. So I went from Bruma over to Cheydinhal, which is in the east. Got into Cheydinhal, just wandering around talking, hear about a missing painter. I go talk to his wife, and then you end up in the painting with the painter, and you have to kill the painted trolls. And it's just a fun quest. I remember when the first time I played it, I was like, how the hell am I going to kill these things? And they got me a few times this time as well. But, just another fun quest. I think I'm going to get more into the main quests of Oblivion, so I can talk about them a little more. I've just been kind of getting my bearings back by going around doing different small stuff. I did one with... there was a corrupt guard in Cheydinhal, or head of the guards, actually, in Cheydinhal, and took care of him. Just things like that. But I'm interested to get into Dark Brotherhood, because I remember that's a much more... There's a lot more to it than the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim. I gotta do some working on my magic skills also. Haven't done very much of that. There's 3, 6... there's 9 cities in Oblivion. I I forget what there is in. How many is there in Skyrim? There's 9 in Oblivion, and they are spread out really, really far. Let's see. Let's see how many cities there are. You think I know off the top of my head. But apparently, I don't. Well, I can't. Oh, come on. You would think there would just be a listing like there just was for for Oblivion. And that's a list of all the places. Let's see. Thank you, unofficial Elder Scrolls pages. You are the best. Oh, cities. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. That's all. Well, I would say 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I would count. Yeah, there's also 9. Basically 9 cities in Skyrim as well. Markarth, Riften, Solitude, Whiterun, Windhelm, Dawnstar, Maltcreath, Morthal, and Winterhold. Not to mention all the, smaller towns like Dragonbridge and things like that. Iverstead, those places. But, Shorestone. So, yeah, I guess it's the same amount. It just seems it's so much more expansive. It's, the cities are, I don't know if they're as big or not. The Imperial City is big. I guess that would be like Solitude in Skyrim, but the Imperial City has like 4 sections to it. It's really, really a lot of shops. I feel like there's more options for shops as well. But not ripping on Skyrim because I enjoy it quite a bit. But yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is get more into the main quests of Oblivion, so I can talk about that. And I'm going to head into the, like I said, the Red Eagle and then Forsworn quests in Markarth out there. So that's where I'm heading Skyrim wise. I'm going to stick with my my orc character for now. I'm probably getting ready to retire him. He's getting close to a level 50 maybe. 46, 47, might be a little less than that. But I don't really want. I'm not really doing a lot of leveling on this character. So, as far as ESO, I've been much more intrigued by it now. The more reviews I hear from it, especially from people who are more single player types. So, I think I'm going to get into it. I'm not sure if it's going to be on the One or if I'm going to pick up a PC. I'll probably have more on that in the next few weeks, what I decide to do with that. But whatever I decide to do, I will also keep playing Oblivion, Skyrim. If I go PC, I'll probably be playing more Morrowind and stuff, since my PC doesn't handle Morrowind very, because we got some. We're not really a PC house, so the one we have laying around isn't. It is what it is. So I want to run some. If I'm going to play Morrowind, I'd like to do some graphics mods and stuff to kind of update it a little bit. So all that decision making to come. But did have some feedback. Let me pull it up here on the good old telephone. So we have some feedback from the man, the myth, the beard, the legend, Dale_A from the world famous Paper Cake Podcast for all your comic book needs. And also for just pure entertainment. Anyway, here's his feedback. He's back in the game with a new character. It is much like mine. It is an orc, heavy armor, 2-hander. And this character is keeping his interest more than his previous attempt at a mage because there's less to do in combat. I agree with that. With the especially playing on the consoles, because you have to switch back and forth so much if you're going to use different spells and such. I mean, you can do the favorites on the D-pad for the 360. That makes it a little faster, but you only get 4 of them, I think. So, Oblivion actually, Oblivion you had the hotkeys on the D-pad as well, but you used all 8 directions. The in-between directions, basically. In Skyrim, it's only the 4 of them. So they do make it faster. Oh no! You just push on. That's right. You get more. You can favorite more than that. What am I thinking? I'm sorry. In Oblivion, you can you basically can quickly do it by pushing in one of the directions. in Skyrim, you can pull up your favorites with the D-pad and quickly change. But it's not as quick as Oblivion, but you get more choices. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Skyrim allows you more choices. Oblivion is much faster, and you just hit the direction. Yeah, so there's less to do in combat. So pausing combat more than once to equip different spells didn't keep him as interested as a magic user. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and especially when you only have limited time to play. Sometimes just going through and being able to bash and build up for it. Mage early on is tough to play as it is. So to get the biggest bang for your buck, so to speak, bashing heads is a good way to go. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it, but at least with my orc, I can just hit things. Also getting my taste of Solstheim for the first time. Good expansion that it's more of the same with a different location. Those demonic floaty monsters in the Black Book realm may give me nightmares. Valentine's Day and all, I figured I'd write in because this podcast is my first love, obviously. And that is from world famous Twitter man, Dale_A. You can watch Paper Keg on YouTube, by the way, and you will see a glorious beard. I like Solstheim a lot. It looks different, but it keeps you in the same game. It doesn't feel like it's separate from the game, but you feel like you're in a different place, and everything's a little bit different. Yeah, a little bit different landscape, some different opponents. So, yeah, I do like Solstheim a lot. Well, that is all I have for this time on the good old podcast. If you have feedback, you can send it to SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com. Sorry, my throat is drying out. Feedback, actually, on any of the games. Doesn't matter. Anything, whatever they've put out, Elder Scroll-wise, you want to send in something on it, feel free. ESO, whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't know much about it. I will be first to tell you I know almost very little about ESO, and I've never really played MMOs, so I am definitely no authority to speak on that. So there are actually, for people who are interested in straight up ESO talk or more in depth MMO reviews, I'm sure you guys know where to find shows at. But I know there's one, Skooma Junkies. I think they're focusing more on ESO, if I'm not mistaken. I've only listened to like one episode of that so far. They've got a few in, and obviously Elder Scrolls Off the Record. They have like tons of information on it, so, and a bunch of different viewpoints, so that's always cool. As far as the show, yes, you can obviously email, like I said, SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com. Join the Facebook group, which is banging out right now. We've been adding people left and right. We are catching up to the good old Chatterbox podcast and the amount of people in the group. I think we're up to like in mid-20s somewhere. And we always have some good discussions going on about all kinds of different stuff. We actually even talked about movies the other day because I got stuck watching Game of Thrones and wasn't playing Skyrim. That final scene in the third season was glorious. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who haven't watched it. So join the Facebook group. You can check that out on Facebook if you search Skyrim Addict Podcast. Also, it's in the show notes. You can check out Chatterbox Podcast at chatterboxpodcast.com, or if you search Chatterbox Podcast, Chatterbox being two separate words, on iTunes or Downcast or whatever you use, should come up. And what else? Oh, if you could leave a review on iTunes, that would be fantastic. Whatever you feel is appropriate. It's okay either way. But if you have time and you do, that'd be awesome. I guess it helps people find the show and things like that. So, well, that is all I have for this time. I think the next time, let's see if I can get some people on, so I'll have to get in touch with Andrew again and such. And that's all I got. Goodbye.